Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Adventures of one obsessed nutrition coach on a mission to create a world where food makes us better. I just came back, guys, from doing some grocery shopping and at the same time doing some videos for my Instagram audience to talk about fat burn fix and to talk about practice of how to remove those vegetable oils that cause cravings, especially cravings for highly processed, highly sugar saturated foods with a lot of processed carbohydrates and other processed crap, how to eliminate all these oils, not by not buying them in those clear bottles, that yellow liquid that does body no good. So how not just avoid buying it, but also how to avoid it in food items where you might not be thinking they're hiding, like for example takeout meals or restaurant meals or salad dressing or your mayonnaise or fake butters, margarines, or roasted nuts. They were roasted in some vegetable oil, or maybe canned seafood that was canned not in brine or water or olive oil, but instead again in some vegetable oil, or in a lot of processed foods. Most of the producers, food manufacturers of those foods, they use vegetable oils, and also there are a lot of not a lot, but part of those oils become trans fats that are proven to be carcinogenic and causing all sorts of negative health consequences, starting from heart disease, ending to neurological disorders. So I was showing and talking about all these oils, and today I wanted to focus more on that too with you guys, because I got a lot of questions about that fat burn fix and how people can fix their metabolism to stop craving all this sugary stuff, to stop having being low on energy, to stop having those self-sabotaging incidents of overeating where the brain is basically screaming at you like, I don't have energy, you are not making it, or I'm not getting it because our metabolism is screwed up because of that substance that you are consuming. So your brain is screaming at you, and that's why you are craving all these foods, because brain is very energy, it consumes a lot of energy. That's what I'm trying to say. It's hungry for energy all the time, and it's the first organ that senses any sort of disturbance in energy production, and it's the organ that's gonna orchestrate your hunger and anything and everything to make you get out there and get energy in the most available fast form that you can possibly get. And that's where you get all these insatiable, like overwhelming cravings for sugary foods, because your brain is literally like, it's like screaming at everything at you, go and get me some energy, because you are not making enough of it. And to break this cycle, we need to fix our metabolism so our cells start producing energy more efficiently in a more sustainable, clean way. Just like in the environment, you can have a factory that produces a lot of CO2 and chemicals and throws it all out in the environment. Like, you can have that factory, or you can have another factory that either purifies all the waste products or somehow uses it for other things, metabolizing things better so it doesn't harm the environment. And so the same thing happens in our body. Like, we load our bodies with all these fats and compounds that break our metabolism, that were never meant to be in our body in the first place. That's why I'm saying industrial fats, because they are produced in factories and were never a part of our natural human diet. And so our metabolism is broken. That's why all the cravings and all the consequences of those cravings, diabetes, heart disease, all sorts of metabolic disorders, belly fat, inflammation, So many things are caused by those simple things that any one of you guys, you can eliminate just like that when you do all of it all together, when you know how to do it. So today we are focusing on step number 1 and step number 2. And those steps are: eliminate toxic oils that break energy metabolism of your cells, and also your sugar metabolism, or insulin metabolism, I guess I better say. So your body is basically in a state where the energy balance is not maintainable the way it's supposed to. And that's why, again, your brain is screaming for energy, even though you have a lot on your body in the form of fat and in the form of sugar. But because some processes are broken, hormonal processes with insulin, but also how your mitochondria works, poisoning themselves when they use those toxic fats and other substances that are not as beneficial for making energy. We are focusing today on eliminating those toxic oils and bringing instead good fats that our bodies are used to and that burn much cleaner, if not super clean. Like eliminating oils, guys. Let's recap, let's repeat it. What kind of oils we are not consuming? We should like avoid like plague. Those oils come usually in clear plastic bottles, sometimes in glass bottles, and they're yellow. And those are, some of them are cottonseed oil, corn oil, canola oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil. All of these oils, they need to go out of your diet. And it's not just not buying them, but also not eating them in all these processed foods that you might be buying. A lot of producers, again, use those oils to make them more shelf stable. So no processed foods. Where else are those oils usually hiding? You might be buying nuts roasted in those oils. Like if your nuts are roasted in some oil, there is 99% chance that that oil is that vegetable oil that gets oxidized. There are trans fats that are occurring. So make sure that your nuts are raw or dry roasted. And all sorts of snacks, guys. Just check the ingredient list, and if there is some oil and it's not olive oil, coconut oil, or real butter, then the chances are you shouldn't be eating that stuff that you are buying, no matter how great of a label it has and what kind of promises it has. It's just not worth it. It's not worth your health and your energy, and also all the million ways of how low energy states, low emotional states affect your work, your life on all levels. It's just not worth it, guys. You just gonna feel so much more like your best self when you eliminate that and make good fats part of your diet. And yes, there are good and bad fats, but not the ones that we usually think of. Saturation of fat it has to do nothing with the fat being healthy or unhealthy. So again, fats in clear bottles, that yellow liquid in clear bottles. So we're not buying that. And for the purpose of simplicity, guys, if your fat is not extra virgin olive oil, not unrefined extra virgin or just virgin, for coconut oil, it's not, the name is not that specific, but unrefined coconut oil, if it's not real butter or other animal fat, if it's not avocado oil, or macadamia oil is also good, but it gotta be also extra virgin and preserved properly. So if it's not any of those oil, the chances are you shouldn't be consuming that other oil, no matter how good the label is. And those oils also hide in things like takeout meals, restaurant meals. Most of the places in the world, like almost, I don't know, more than 95% for sure, I'm just not sure about the exact percentage, but very few places use other oils for cooking because those oils are just so damn cheap and they the restaurants, they just don't care to do all the proper research, and they care about the bottom line, more about surviving, not about delivering maximum health to you. I know it kind of like backwards, but that's how it is right now, guys. So any takeout meal, any restaurant meal, unless you ask them and they specifically tell you that we are using, coconut oil or something else, then you are probably eating a lot of vegetable oils if you eat out a lot or eat in restaurants, no matter where those restaurants are, at the airport or, it doesn't matter. So instead, again, we're eating extra virgin olive oil. By the way, guys, that oil can be used for cooking. Just make sure that you're not frying at super high temperatures. Plus, extra virgin olive oil, even if you cook with them, some compounds might be destroyed, but it's not going to be toxic. So extra virgin olive oil is good for cooking and for salads, of course, too. One of my food hacks for extra virgin olive oil is cooking my food in a little bit of water and adding oil to preserve maximum health benefits in it. Adding oil in the last 5 minutes of cooking, and you get all the flavor and all the most of them beneficial compounds in olive oil preserved. So start cooking with water and then add oil at the end. So that's one of my food hacks. But then use for cooking coconut oil. Use real butter, no like again margarine or fake butters. Use any sorts of animal fat, natural animal fat like lard or tallow. Just with some of those fats, they do have more unstable fats, but that just means that you shouldn't be using high temperatures. But guys, for cooking in general, super high temperatures are not good because the super high temperatures destroy a lot of nutrients in most cases, and also create compounds that might be cancerogenic and promote inflammation in our body. So high temperature cooking, except for some rare occasions, I don't know what that occasion is, but except for that, it shouldn't be part of your daily diet. So medium heat, low to medium, that's how we cook. So that's a breakdown of those oils. Also, guys, one of the fats that I'm really liking using these days, especially for my spinach omelets, is coconut cream, Thai coconut cream. So the trick here is you get a can of Thai coconut cream with clean ingredients. So there is just coconut flesh and water, ideally, but it's cream because it's concentrated more, it's fattier. So you put it in some glass container, glass jar, and you put it in the fridge. I usually put it overnight, and it becomes that almost like sour cream consistency, but even thicker, almost like butter. And so I put my spinach, a little bit of onions, and a couple of tablespoons, big tablespoons of that coconut cream that was in the fridge overnight, and it became thick. I mix it up, and then I add my eggs, and I make omelette that way. And there is no actually coconut taste, but the omelette becomes that I don't know, soft and puffy and almost like milk, but without milk, without dairy products, and much better for you. And plus, it's a great source of those fats that our body uses efficiently for energy. So spinach omelette with coconut cream, that's a thing, guys. Try it if you haven't yet. And for a more detailed recipe, you can always reach out, and I'm more than happy to share that recipe. So again, good cooking fats, real butter, coconut oil and coconut cream, extra virgin olive oil, any animal fats. And when it comes to energy metabolism, guys, and the ability of our body to create energy in the most efficient way, there are some fats that are actually more efficient, more energy giving than others. It just means that it is for our body, for our biology, easier to make energy from those fats. And if we go to fatty acids, then those are monounsaturated fats, specifically oleic and palmitic acids. And those acids, guys, you can find in olive oil, you can find in macadamia nuts and avocados, and you can also find in palm oil. Also, the other part of it, the kind of like family of fats that are highly effective in delivering energy in our body to our cells running clean. those are saturated fats, real saturated fats coming from butter and coconut oil. So those are also amazing for our body to get energy from. Now, fats from fatty fish, like for example, omega-3 fatty acids from sardines or salmon, those fats are not as good for creating energy. Like we need them for other purposes to put into energy membranes so they communicate well between each other. So they are very important, especially in our brain, omega-3 fatty acids. But to create energy, those are not that great actually. So for creating energy, it's best to eat things like avocados, macadamia nuts, olives, using olive oil, macadamia oil, avocado oil, and using coconut oil and real butter as saturated fats. And also actually, if palm oil was extracted properly, that can be also a great fat to consume for energy for cooking. It's also saturated fat. Comes also from palm, like coconut. So they're both saturated and can be quite good for you. And that's it, guys. So this is kind of like your navigation map among all the fats that are in our food supply. At first it can be tricky, but once you get used to the idea of using olive oil, coconut oil, butter, other animal fats, avocado oils, if you have it, like for example, here in Russia, we don't really have it, so I don't use it. I'm really good with olive oil, with coconut oil, coconut cream, real butter. If I get like duck fat or something like that, I'm happy with that too. It's quite delicious thing actually. So those are the fats that you use. And again, the tricky part is to avoid bad oils that break our metabolism, causing cravings and low energy, low emotional states. So the tricky part is to avoid them in all the food products. Also, like a lot of vegan products would have a lot of them, like I guess to substitute fat that naturally occurs in animal products, a lot of vegan products would have them, like coming from, I don't know, starting from soy burgers to almond cheese. Like for some reason, there is a lot of that fat also in vegan food. So vegans, be aware. So fake oils in different products, especially processed foods, make sure that your nuts are not roasted in those oils. Make sure that your canned seafood doesn't come with those oils. Restaurant takeout meals is a huge thing. If you do eat those meals and you're not ordering some steamed stuff, then probably you're getting a lot of vegetable oils. And that's it, guys. This is step 1 and 2. This is crucial step to fixing your metabolism. If you want to ever break free from that sugar craving, snacking addiction, those steps, like you can't go halfway. You gotta go 100%. And if you are someone like an average person, you've probably consumed so many of them that it will take quite a while for you to really feel the difference. I would say like a year for an average person. If you have a lot of health problems already, might take a couple of years. If you are really obese, if you have a lot of extra fat, that fat is built from those vegetable oils, so it might take again a bit longer for you to get all the benefits. But again, you can't go halfway. You just can't, guys. You need to eliminate all of these sources, replace them with healthy, good for you fats that love you back. And once you do that, guys, we're gonna get to the next steps that we will be talking about tomorrow. So eliminate bad oils, bring in the good stuff, and let's start thriving instead of surviving and craving all that stuff that is not good for our well-being at all, not physical, not emotional, not mental. So thank you guys for listening, for tuning in, and hopefully for changing your habits, because when we change our habits in that way, we're gonna become all such amazing, awesome selves that we're just gonna create so much better world around us. So thank you for doing the efforts and spreading the word. So spread this podcast, share it with as many people as possible. Stay tuned for our next episode tomorrow, where we're going to talk about the next crucial steps for fixing our metabolism, but the most important steps we talked today, guys. So start working on them in practice. And as usual, guys, Till next time, eat better daily.